Before that, a businessman who was left in a coma after an accident in Oxford Street is using pictures of what happened to campaign to get the road closed to traffic. TomKearney collided with a bendy bus in December 2009. He was left in a deep coma for 2 weeks. He has now posted CCTV images of the aftermath of the collision on YouTube to gather support for Oxford Street to be pedestrianised. Well, I'm pleased to say TomKearney joins me now. When you first saw those images of what happened to you, what went through your head?
I think I was one of the lucky ones. I think it was much harder for my family. One of the benefits of being struck by a 16-ton vehicle in the head is that you go straight to coma. So for me, it was a bit, I was a bit removed from it, but it was much harder for my family to see them.
Until you saw the images, though, because then it was you seeing
True,
what
but
happened.
literally, I didn't, you know, I wasn't awake when it happened, right?
How are you now?
How am I now? I'm great. I'm great. I'm in good shape. I went swimming for a kilometer in the Hampstead Ponds this morning. Avoided the crayfish.
You sound fine. What
Thanks.
motivated you to, after going through something like that, decide to, in your opinion, presumably, make things better for other people and try and get traffic off the streets?
It's a really
there?
simple thing, and this is I would call the near-death benefit. And I had a lot of time to think about it since I was in the hospital for 3 months and recovering from the coma and learning how to eat again through my mouth and useful things like that. Is that, you know, there are lots of people that have been killed on Oxford Street and in London generally from buses. In the last 5 years, over 70 people have been killed by buses. And on Oxford Street in the last 5 years, 77 people killed or seriously injured. That's a big number. That's over 1 per month. And I'm thinking, look, I was lucky enough to be saved by Hamza bin Hatta, the person who found me on the street, and also saved by the NHS, which brought me back to life, thank God. Now the issue is, what can I do with my life? I can basically scream at the bus company, scream at TfL, or I can actually say, wait a second, there are lots of people that have died, and there are lots of more people that will die. And these are totally preventable accidents. Totally preventable accidents. And one way to do it is, Oxford Street is Europe's busiest shopping street. And it also has 300 buses per hour running down it. I come from the mining industry. And the one thing we learn in mining is that heavy machines and people are not great things. You need to be very careful. And to have that many people and that many machines together is a recipe for disaster.
What have the retailers said about your campaign? Have you approached any of the big retailers?
Of course, yes. New West End Company, for one, which, you know, just Google New West End Company pedestrianization, and they've come up with 1,000 different ideas in supporting this. And the bottom line is, with Crossrail coming online and with the Central Line already in place, you don't need 23 bus routes running east-west across Oxford Street. And also look at what Mayor Bloomberg has done on Broadway in New York City. Mayor Boris Johnson is good friends with Michael Bloomberg. And why doesn't he talk to him about what he's done? Because I was in New York City this summer, and I looked at Broadway and looked at Times Square, and it is unbelievable. There are cafes, and people are sitting on the street, which is really nice.
TomKearney, we're going to have to leave it there. I'm sure you can call him Boris. Do come back to us if you are successful, and many thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.